Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Well, don't relax. Putin will not get arrested, that's for sure, unless some weasels in Russia will arrest him like that and pass him to the International Court of Justice. Yeah, okay. This is what it's going on. If Russia will turn into Yugoslavia, from 1999, yes, they will pass Mr. Slobodan Milosevic slash Vladimir Putin to those weasels in a court in Hague. The thing is, that court has no jurisdiction over Russia, so as it doesn't have over the greatest country in the world, the United States of America. So here we have Russia and the United States being like blood brothers. You know that Iron Maiden song, Blood, we're like brothers, we're blood brothers. Oh yeah, that's what we are. That's they are. So here we have the court, the international court issues a warrant of arrest for Putin. So Putin, if he's gonna get somehow he just goes to, I don't know, on the beach, let's say in France, and can be abducted and taken to Hague, okay, arrested. But as we know, that will not happen. Putin will not be arrested. You know what I mean? Or maybe they're gonna arrest him when he goes to when he attends the G20 meeting in India. You think so? I don't think I know so. So let's unpack this. I'm going to talk about in this article about how happy the weasels are. They don't understand what's going on, but hey, you got a warrant, you're going to get arrested. Yes. Okay. Remember, innocent until proven guilty. He's not proven. Is under the suspicion of committing a crime, according to a group. A group that is not recognized, has no legality in many countries. So it's just a group. It's like, you know, next town they have a group and an association, and they issue a warrant for your arrest because they suspect you committed a crime. They have jurisdiction here? No. But if you go to that town, they might arrest you based on their warrant. That's how things are. Now I'm going to make it how this weasel. I'm going to make this video about how these weasels are all happy about it. I will explain using obviously articles what this international court is in The Hague, and then I will make a little bit some comparison between what's possible and what's not possible, just so we break everything, all the garbage out. He will not be abducted, arrested, or anything like that, because that institution has no jurisdiction. Russia is not a signatory of this international court, as many others, and I'm going to provide you with a list of some countries that are not signatories. So let's go to this article and see what's going on here. Associated Press. You can believe, you can trust those. International Court issues war crimes warrant for Putin. All right. So The Hague, the International Criminal Court. International is like the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve is as federal as I am a Federal Emil news outlet, okay? That's how federal it is, okay? It's not a governmental institution, Federal Reserve, it's a private bank, just check it out. But they call it federal because it calls itself federal. Right, so International Criminal Court said Friday that it has issued an arrest warrant for Russian President Vladimir Putin for war crimes, accusing him of personal responsibility for the abductions of children from Ukraine. All right, well, they all of a sudden care about children. That's very interesting. They care about them. How about those children from Iraq? Remember those ones? Remember that Madeleine Albright Stein, the former Secretary of State of the United States of America, made of Americans, when she was interviewed by 60 Minutes, it's still available, and she was asked, hey, how about those about 500,000 Iraqi children that died due to the sanctions imposed by the United States on Iraq? Was it worth it? And she says, yes, the price was worth to pay. So she didn't give about the 500,000 alleged, that was the amount, but she didn't give a damn about the 500,000 people. All of a sudden, all these guys are just concerned about those people, and you should be. But you know, if you pretend a little bit that you just look everywhere for justice. You don't look only here. Nothing to see here. Oh, over there, definitely not over there. Okay, that's why it's a joke. Unfortunately, these guys are serious. All right, so let's move on. See what's going on here. Although world leaders have been indicted before, it was the first time the global court has issued a warrant against a leader of one of the 5 permanent members of the United Nations Security Council. Well, we know. The court said it is in its statement that Putin is allegedly responsible for the war crimes of unlawful deportation of children and that of unlawful transfer of children from occupied areas of Ukraine to the Russian Federation. I can counter this with this. The war is there. That is a fact. Okay. Now the next move. There are children who lost their parents. What are you supposed to do with them? You can't get the parents back. What are you going to do with them? From this side, the fact that the Russians took them to Russia, which is allegations. I don't know if that happened or not. It needs to be a court of law has to determine that. I haven't heard that happening, but anyway. They took him over there. What were they supposed to do? Leave him over there? Get their parents back to life? Send them to Ukraine, which they're all refugees, and it's going to be worse than to Russia? I think if you look at the options that you had, I think the fact that these guys took them to Russia, I think what would be the option? You know what I'm talking about? The option would be what? No war? The war is there. Okay, so we're done with that. This is about taking the kids and taking them over there. I don't think they were taken from the parents' arms and taken to Russia. If that's the case, yeah, but it needs to be determined and proven in court. So far, these are allegations, okay? Allegations. Someone said something, yeah, bring me this. Look what happens to Andrew Tate. He's in Romanian jail for what? More than 60 days already, more than 90 days already, I think, or about that one. For what? Allegations, this, allegations, that, accusations. And he's still there. Well, no house arrest. Anyway, let's move on with this one. They say this, but it has no jurisdiction over Putin, however we want, or Russia, however we want to take it. Let's move on to the next one, which will be, what does this mean? I mean, what's the International Criminal Court? What is that? Let's go back to this one. So, International Criminal Court. It says International Criminal Court, ICC, is an intergovernmental organization, an international tribunal, seated in The Hague, Netherlands. It is the first and the only permanent international court with jurisdiction to prosecute individuals for the international crimes or of genocide, crimes against humanity, war crimes, and crimes of aggression. It is this is important right here. This is one of the most important things. It is distinct from the International Court of Justice, an organ of the United Nations. This has jurisdiction. All right, the International Court of Justice, okay, this is what has jurisdiction, not the International Criminal Court. International Court. The International Criminal Court, the one from Hague, is not the same as this one right here. There's two different things. This has jurisdiction over Russia. This one doesn't. Now let's see who is in charge here, right? So here are the countries. I'm going to help you with this a little bit here, and I'm going to show you what countries are part of it and what countries are not signatories. We have this little green, as soon as I can fix it. Oh no, we got it like this though. We have it. Yeah, all right, let me go back to where I was first. All right, back in business here. So we have like this. The green countries are the ones that are party. So they have jurisdiction over this one, okay? So this court has jurisdiction over the green stuff. United States is not green. Russia is not green. You see this? All right, we got that covered. So we got these ones. These have no jurisdiction over these two countries, at least. And there's some little ones over here and all that. Now, the yellow ones, signatory that has not ratified. That means they're still not in there. Okay, and you have Ukraine over there. All right, Ukraine and a few more countries here. You got purple, which I don't see, but only over here. and we don't. And we go to this, whatever this color is, I don't know, orange or something, signatory that subsequently withdrew its signature. So they're not part of it. Russia and United States of America. That means that court has no jurisdiction over these countries. And the red one, not a state party, not a signatory. And you can see over here, Turkey, might be Israel, might be, Saudi Arabia, might be certain countries over here, okay? So this is no jurisdiction, The Hague. See, The Hague, no jurisdiction. That means you can say whatever you want, you can do anything. You think that, you see here, India and China, not a state party. Putin is going to travel to India, he's going to travel to China, is going to travel to, I think this is Pakistan, right? Yeah, so, oh my, I think right here you have also North Korea, I'm guessing. So let's go back to the next one. We have here from Ukrainska Pravda, this guy is so happy, Putin under suspicion. All right, you're suspected of something. He may be arrested abroad. Yeah, where exactly? Do you think that if Putin travels, let's say, in a European, to Hungary, which is a signatory, I'm just saying, if he's going to travel that, do you think that he will be arrested over there? I don't think so. I mean, probably he's not going to travel there. Oh, here you have Brazil. So all South America seems to be state party. Do you think he's going to fly over there? He's going to be taken out? No. And you have here Cuba, not a signatory, not a party, not a party. Let's move on. So he may be arrested abroad. All right, and this guy is very happy about it. And this is what the Russians say. Sputnik, Moscow lambasts warrant of arrest against President Putin as null and void. So he says that the arrest warrants issued by The Hague against Russia's president and children's rights commissioner are null and void and carry no legal weight. Russian Foreign Ministry spokeswoman Maria Zakharova has announced. The decisions of the International Criminal Court, I'm quoting, have no significance to our country, including from a legal point of view, end quote. Zakharova wrote in her Telegram post Friday, and I'm quoting again, Russia is not a party to the ICC's Rome Statute and bears no obligations under it. Russia is not engaged in cooperation with this body, and any possible orders for arrest coming from the court will be legally null and void to us, she added. Correct, and the same thing is good for the Americans, which both together is excellent. So, right here, I can read you here what the Russians are saying about the children, but we do not recognize this court. We do not recognize the jurisdiction of this court. This is not what we, this is how we treat this and treat this. Peskov said, of course, and has no legal, jurisdiction, as I said. And let's see what's going on here. It says Russian officials have made no secret of Moscow's efforts to relocate civilians from frontline areas, where they are threatened with regular shelling attacks by Ukrainian forces. Yeah, and Russians, let's put it together. And I'm quoting, we do our best to keep young citizens in families, and in cases of the absence of or death of parents and relatives to transfer orphans to guardianship. What are they supposed to do? Leave them over there or send them to Ukraine? To whom? We are ensuring the protection of their lives and well-being, end quote. This is what they say. The Russian embassy in the U.S. said last month. The embassy added that amid the politicized insinuations being against Russia, Washington and its allies have ignored the death of and injury of well over 400 children in Donbass, including at the hands of HIMARS rockets and other Western-provided weapons targeting schools, kindergartens, and hospitals over the past year. So basically what they say, why don't you get a mirror and look into that to our people. They don't talk about other things, but it has so much jurisdiction as, you imagine right now. Imagine that there's a North Korea, Iran, Cuba, Russia, I'll leave Russia for now. The ones that I mentioned right now. And you can put, if you want, I don't know, that's good enough, 3 countries. And they say, you know what? We issue a warrant for former US President Bill Clinton for his crimes in Yugoslavia, the illegal bombardment of Yugoslavia, and for Tony Blair, the former Prime Minister of Great Britain, for his role in Iraq, for George W. Bush for his role in Iraq, or for Barack Obama and what's her name, Hillary Clinton for what happened in Libya, and so on. What if they bombardments and I don't have to go deeper than that. It's enough. What if they do that? What do you think the United States will do about it? Or Great Britain? Scoff. That's what they're going to do. Why? You have no jurisdiction. They're not going to even talk about it. So, yeah, this could call itself an international court of justice and so on. That's fine. They can do that. It's very suspicious that the United States has that little thing over there. I got to tell you this. It happened in Romania as an example that I have. It happened in Romania. Can't remember how many years, 15, 17 years ago. But no, maybe not that long ago, but maybe it is. Anyway, there were some American soldiers over there, and they did something that sometimes they did in Japan. You know, they got under an accident, and I think they injured and killed some people with in an accident. They were drunk or something. They were driving a car, something like that, and they were arrested by the Romanians. And guess what happened? No, they were not arrested. They were not arrested. They did not go to the Romanian custody. They ran, I think. They hit and run, and then they ran to the American base or the wherever they were located, the base, and then from there they were transferred to the United States of America. And Romania was like, blah, 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 blah. I know that. Now that I remember it, I forgot about it. I think there were 2 or 3 in a car. I don't know if they were drunk, or they don't know what happened. They hit another car, or they hit a pedestrian, or something like that, and then they were taken out and taken to the United States of America. That's it. Here's some money, leave us alone. We don't recognize your jurisdiction. And remember, Americans are, I can't remember where, they say that you can't, they will not allow their soldiers to be prosecuted by any other country in the world or whatever. They don't. Why would you do that? I mean, unless you are an honest and just, entity. And why should they? They're strong. So they're going to hit people around. That's how, push people around. That's how the world is run, not by rule of law. So when you hear these kind of things, we're going to issue this warrant to Putin. Well, how about you issue some things to some other people that I just mentioned? How about that? If you are about to be honest about it, but you're not. Did you hear of any warrant sent to, I don't know, Madeleine Albright? She's dead already, but before, they had time. So many years? No. What about Bill Clinton? Nothing. George Bush? Nothing. Tony Blair? Nothing. I don't know if it was Cameron or whomever was before. Nothing. So then why? Well, we don't know why. Because these are the little dogs, and those are the big dogs. Or issue a warrant to Xi Jinping. Nothing. So don't worry about it. Putin will not be arrested if you're worried. What I would like to see happen if we are about to be progressive in our situation here is have really an international court ruled by maybe not humans and impartial, pick evidence, get people, allow them to defend their actions, their accusations, and let the chips wherever they may fall, and then who's guilty is not guilty and all that. And when you do that and you're impartial and you start with people that are still alive, I'm not talking about taking Harry Truman for dropping 2 atomic bombs on civilians. That's how. Let me get a dictionary and see where would that fall. So things like this. Then or Stalin or many others. But hey, we have this guy is a criminal. This guy is not a criminal. Well, then it makes you doubt the sincerity of these organizations. As I said, I'm 100% certain that crimes and abuse and horrible situations occurred in Ukraine, perpetrated by all sides. I have evidence. We're human, and look at history. And you're going to find out there's no perfect army. But hey, don't take my word and celebrate if you think that anything is going to happen to Putin, or celebrate knowing that nothing will happen to Putin. Whatever side you want to be on. It's just weird that these powers, the biggest powers, if you look at them, Russia, China, United States, they are not under this jurisdiction. And believe me, even if they were signatories, even let's say Putin right now will be signatory, Russia, do you think that they will say, okay, well, guys, I got to go. And he's going to go, take me. Do you think it's going to happen? I guarantee you not. It's not going to happen. All right, so It's just a symbolic thing for the weasels here to say, yes, he was issued a warrant. Before saying that, nothing is proven. When you're issuing a warrant, in this case, under the suspicion of that, was there an investigation? They got enough evidence to suspect that crimes occurred, and blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. And these are political guys. Why are political? For the reason I mentioned for the past, I don't know, 15 minutes already. Otherwise, you would look into that guy's crimes, that guy's crimes, that guy's crimes. Those are not. They are respected individuals. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.